Today we have Dr. Monika Gera with us, who is the founder of Joon Blu, a company that makes designer bags out of recycled plastic bottles. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and how you got started in designing bags?
Yeah, hi, of course. Hi, Ada, and hello, everyone. My name is Monika Gera, and honestly, my story doesn't start with bags. It starts with the turtles. I know it sounds strange, but yeah, that's true. So I've always loved nature. I've grown up with a deep love for nature, and then we went on a weekend trip to Olive Ridley turtle hatching site on the coastline of Maharashtra with friends, and that was one event where I actually fell in love with nature all over again. And I saw how endangered species, marine species, were such incredible species, and they are going extinct, so they are endangered. So, and then the communities which are working for their conservation, the incredible work they do goes unnoticed. It's invisible work. And I thought, to what am I doing about this, and what are we, the people living in big cities, in corporate jobs, everyday people, what are we doing about it? So that question actually led me to start One for Blue, which is a sustainable clothing brand, which where my entrepreneurial journey started, where we make clothing at One for Blue. We make clothing from recycled materials, that is recycled cotton blended with recycled plastic, that is PET bottle yarns. So the whole idea was to make sustainability accessible and affordable for everyone. So we always believed as our team that change happens only when determined people come together and act. So then over time, I kept noticing that there is a gap in the accessory space. So bag was one good product that I thought we can explore. So for myself also, I used leather bags for the longest time, and I was finding for an alternate material. So there was either fall leather, which cracks and peels, or genuine leather with which comes with its own ethical issues. So neither felt right to me. So after 18 months of deep research, prototyping, material exploration, June Blue was born. So the June Blue, the name itself means June, the loved one, and blue is the planet Earth. So that is how I started my journey with bags. I hope that
Um,
answers your question.
yeah, that does. Thank you. What inspired you to start using recycled plastic bottles as a material for your bags?
So, like I told you, with One for Blue, we were already blending recycled cotton. So, cotton came from, shop floor waste, and we were blending it with the recycled PET. So, I was aware of PET yarns. So, it was not new. So, we source PET yarns from GRS, which is Global Recycling Standard suppliers. And since I was aware of it, I wanted to explore more with this yarn. And we started working with it. And, you know, as it is, we were looking for an alternate material for bags. So we wanted all the qualities in it of, say, the luxe and the premium feel that a leather gives you, or durability or sustainability of canvas and jute. And recycled materials have lower impact on the environment, on earth. So that is where we discovered that we can do much more with PET bottles, more than just blending it with cotton in my other brand. And yeah, that's where we started exploring. We knitted it, we explored many techniques to knit it, because we wanted a great texture and feel to it, because we did not want people to not accept it, because they might just feel it's plastic or something, they could think that ways. And we wanted a product with all in one, the luxe, the premiumness, the sturdiness, the durability all of it. And that's how we started using PET bottles. And when we did prototyping of our bags, we realized that we were recycling about 30 to 80 bags, 30 to 80 PET bottles per bag, depending obviously on the size and shape of the bag. So impact was huge. So the plastic bottle, which could otherwise would be lying in landfill or floating on oceans or riverbeds, was put to a better use. So we upcycled, we gave a better life to the discarded PET bottle. So
Was
that is
there,
how we started with recycled PET bottles.
was there a specific moment when you realized you wanted to combine fashion and sustainability?
Uh, yes, and I can trace it back to the Turtle Beach where my journey started with sustainability. So when I saw what was happening with the marine species, they are going extinct, they are endangered. That's because of our bad habits. We humans are responsible for bad consumption and discarding our waste in a manner that the habitat is getting lost, which is why the species are endangered. So I asked myself, is there a way to positively coexist with nature? That's exactly where I realized that fashion, because each one of us are wearing clothes, each one of us are somewhere or the other participates every single day in carrying a bag, in clothing, and we are part of fashion. So this was the field where I thought, if I can explore something, if I can do something, then yes, I could bring in the change that I want to. So yeah, clothing, we started with clothing with the intention of working or coexisting with nature. But June Blue is also inspired by the woman we are, each one of us, the way we carry ourselves, the way we carry. So our bag is our whole world. Like, we have everything in our bag, right? It's an extension of our identity. So we wanted to create bags which with which any woman could resonate with. So each bag has a story to tell. Each pattern, each print says something. So you can find your identity with these bags. So fashion and sustainability were like two different conversations, and I wanted to bring them together. And that is how that's what inspired me to start with bags.
Can you walk us through the process of turning a plastic bottle into a designer bag?
Yes, of course. um, I actually like this question a lot, because what happens, people do not know what actually goes into it. Because when I say we make it from recycled PET bottles, they are always surprised. But they are amazed that what an amazing thing, but they do not know the process. So what happens is, a PET bottle, be it packaged water or a juice bottle, once you're done with it, you finished it, you just discard it. Okay. Now that bottle goes through a collection and cleaning process, and that's broken down into smaller chips. They are called pellets. Those pellets are melted down and pulled through fine spinnerets to create fiber. Those fibers are very soft, like spider spins silk. So, but this is industrial, right? So those fibers are then twisted and spun into yarn, soft but strong, recycled polyester yarn. So once we have yarn, though now at Junbu we don't weave the yarn into flat fabric sheet. We knit it into a particular precise shape and size of the bag that we need. So if we need a rectangle bag, we would knit the panel in that particular shape. So specific shape and size depending on the silhouette of the bag. So what happens is, there is no cutting or production wastage happening. It's a zero waste process. So it is our like bigger commitment to sustainability, that we will try and reduce our production waste as much as we can. So once panels are made out of this recycled yarns, we meticulously, knit it in on specific machines because, as I said, we wanted premium looking, very luxe feel to it. So the textures and everything is controlled while we are knitting. And about 30 to 80 bottles or 90 bottle goes into making these panels. And that is how, our the process goes of designing this particular bag. Right from, bottles to yarns to panels to bags.
What
And
are
yes,
some
like the bottles which would have otherwise been in the landfills or in oceans are on your sitting on your shoulders beautifully. So what better than that?
what are some challenges you face when working with recycled materials compared to traditional leather or fabric?
Uh, so Ada, tell me, if I tell you I have made this bag with recycled material, what would come to your mind the first thing?
That it's from made out of plastic?
Yeah. Yeah, it's made from plastic. Of course, it is made from plastic. So the biggest challenge is perception that it's, which we also faced in our other brand, One for Blue, because the moment you say it's made from recycled material, people immediately picture something that feels compromised, you know, not good quality, lower quality, maybe scratchy, maybe stiff, maybe cheap, maybe plasticky. So that perception and assumption we have to fight every time when we introduce our product to anyone. Right. So that's one biggest challenge. Second, when we are working with any other material, say when we are working with a woven polyester or when we are working with cotton, linen, silk, those fabric have their own personality, whereas when we are using knitted fabric, it's a little difficult to handle. So when we are designing, we have to be very particular how we are designing our bags, because these yarns have their own stretch, their tensile strength is different. So those technical things we have to keep in mind. Other than that, it's a versatile material, it's beautiful, it's durable. There are no not many challenges while working with it.
Do you think that people get the wrong impression when they first hear that it's made out of recycled bottles?
So see what happens, we just did a pop-up in Mumbai at Kala Ghoda Arts Festival. It's a very big art event where lakhs of people turn turn up. So we spoke with almost, if I'm not exaggerating, at least 3,000 people at that stall in 5 days. And every time we said it's made from recycled plastic, we had uh, a display also of the process and everything. People was just surprised and they were amazed to feel the yarn and to feel the fabric, because it was they just could not believe that this is made from plastic, because it just did not feel plastic. It was very soft and very luxurious to feel. So yeah, that's it.
So you would say that people were like very impressed.
They were really surprised, and when they touched and feel the fabric, they were really amazed that something which is so hard and stiff can be converted into something so soft and silky.
How long does it take to make a bag from start to finish?
See, right from sourcing the yarn to making a bag, it has various stages, right? So the yarn sourcing, knitting of the panels, quality check of the panels, then putting them together, which is stitching and putting the hardware, assembling everything together, and then finishing. So about 15 to 20 days start to finish a batch of bag will take. So that is like 15 to 20 days about time we take to create one batch of bags. So, and we also don't rush it, because as we are sustainable brand, we make sure that we are, stitching it very meticulously. It is stitched so that it's very intentional. There is no wastage happening, because if there is wastage happening, if we rush it, then there is a lot of production loss, and then that's absolutely against our idea of sustainability. So we work slow, we make small batches so that there is no overproduction, we are not left with dead stock. So 15 to 20 days to make a bag. That is what I would like to tell you.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, because there are a lot of processes, no? It's not just you pick up a fabric from, a store and you cut it and sew it and make a bag out of it. So as I told you, we knit each panel. So if you go to my website, you'll see those laptop bags. There is one panel. So if a bag needs to be of, say, a height of 12 inches by 12 inches, I'm going to make that 12, the base 4, and then another 12, and this top 4. So this 4 plus 4 plus 12 plus 12. This will be the size of the bag that I'm going to make, which is, I think, not 32 inches probably. So a panel will come of 32 by 12 inches. So it's not like I'm going to make a long fabric and and then I'm cutting from it and wasting. So that is how it works, which is why it's a little slow. But it's not about one bag, as I told you, Ada. It's one batch. So say a laptop bag which is 12 by 14 inches, and I'm making 50 pieces. So in 15 to 20 days time, I will be able to produce that batch of 50 bags.
Are there particular designs or textures that are easier or harder to achieve with recycled plastic?
Uh, with recycled plastic, I would not say, but the knitting process that we use works well when we are using geometric shapes. The knitting machines, when we are knitting it, the structured patterns, like if you visit my website joonblu.com, you can see Tesla and chevron, they come out absolutely beautiful. The knitting loves geometry. It holds shape really well, and results look really crisp and intentional. Whereas it gets very tricky if you want to make a floral pattern, a curved line, or a round or circle, then it comes out pixelated. So if you want to make a flower or you want to make an animal, then it becomes little tricky. Otherwise, there is no problem. We can experiment a lot with textures. We do that. A lot of our knitting has just the texture. So if you feel it, it feels different. Some feels absolutely smooth, some feels little textured. So it's a very versatile technique of making fabric. So only other than the curved or flowery or round patterns, we can do anything.
How do you ensure the durability and quality of your bags?
Uh, First of all, it's the material itself. Since we are using recycled polyester, it's incredibly strong, okay? Like it's plastic at the end of the day. And it's stronger than a lot of natural fibers. And because bags are knitted together, and so we are not cutting it, as I told you. So what happens? Fraying doesn't happen from the sides of the bag. We can just stitch them together. So it has its own benefit. So since the fabric is not cut, it will not fray, it will not, you know and then it's plastic, it's not fall either, it will not peel off. So, and all the hardware and all the accessories that we are putting together, we make sure that we are using really high quality hardware, and we do quality checks at every step. So, we genuinely make bags which last longer, because, yes, that's the core mantra. Make it well, make it last longer, so that you really don't shop every now and then. That's what slow fashion, that's what sustainable fashion is all about. And one thing which I'm very proud of in both my brands, that we give you a blue loop. We have a blue loop philosophy, where if you're done with your product, you can give it back to us. Okay, and we will put it into recycling, or we will put it into better use, so that you don't have to worry about what do you do once you're done with it, whether it's my clothing or whether it's my bag. So it's called the blue loop policy. So that is how we make sure that what we are creating goes back into the system. So that's, and we also promise you lifetime warranty. So like if there is a little broken chain or a broken, a runner or a puller, or there is a little defect here and there, we will repair it for you at no cost, no additional cost. So yeah, that's how we make sure that you know we maintain the sustainability of our bags. You, if there is a little broken chain, you don't have to just dump it. You can ask us, we can repair it for you, and you can use it again. It's new as the day one.
That's really nice that
Thank you.
once they're done with the product, they can just give it back so they don't have to worry about wasting it
Yeah.
and you can put it back to use. So,
Yes.
you guys mostly recycle like all your products and
So here in June Blue, since we are not blending any other material, it's absolutely 100% PET. It can easily be recycled into yarn again. So it can be more shredded, made into fibers and then again spun into new yarns. So this is absolutely 100% recyclable product. Of course, you have to separate the hardware from it, but the material that we are using for the outer material, the bells, the handles and everything, it's absolutely 100% recyclable.
what impact do you hope your work has on the environment?
Like I said, depending on the size and shape, the silhouette of the bag, we recycle 30 to 80 PET bottles each bag. Okay. So far, putting together both my brands, one for Blue and Joon Blue, we have recycled up to 400,000 PET bottles and 220,000 in June Blue itself. And that's quite an impactful number, if I'm not wrong, and it's just the beginning. So that number means everything to me. So yeah, that's the kind of impact we have done in our existence of 1.5 years, and hopefully we are going to multiply it many folds in the coming years.
Do you collaborate with organizations or initiatives focused on recycling or
Yes,
sustainability?
absolutely. Absolutely. So, like I told you, we can make a bigger impact only if we work together. If I am doing something individually, it's not gonna be, worthwhile unless I have more and more people coming together. So like-minded organization, like-minded brands, like-minded people, we work with everyone. So yes, yes, we work with everyone, and then it's sustainability of the environment, as well as we try and work with NGOs and self-help group, like for making a small batch of product. Say we make them make a festive collection by doing little hand embroidery on it, or hand stitch, or making bat charms. So that's how we want to make that impact little more impact, just other than recycling PET bottles. We also make that little impact by bringing in more people. We collaborating with the self-help groups, collaborating with NGOs, and obviously corporations and enterprises which believe that environment needs our attention. Everybody that aligns with our values, yes, we work with them.
How do customers usually react when they learn the bag is made from recycled materials?
it's it's almost the same every time. So you tell them it's made from recycled plastic. Oh, really? So they're always surprised, and then there is that genuine delight you can see on their face, and then they can't believe it. So they will definitely pick up the bag to feel it, that how are we calling it a plastic bag or it's made from plastic, since it looks so premium and fabricy. So they'll pick it up, they'll feel how soft it feels, and the texture. So it's always that genuine delight that I see on their faces, and it's priceless. It's priceless.
Have you noticed a growing demand for eco-friendly fashion in your audience or market?
Yes, 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 of course, very much. So, yeah, when I started like 10, 11 years back with my first brand, One for Blue, at that time, conversations around sustainable fashion in India, particularly, was quite niche. But today, people are genuinely interested in knowing what the material is, where is it coming from, how is it made, who made it, uh, and working women, especially because they are, the larger stakeholders in the family. So, yes, yes, there is a lot of, growing inquisitiveness amongst people that I see, and the people are looking for alternate options
Where do you get your design inspiration from?
everywhere. Like I told you, geometry is the best friend of this knitting technique. So it can be, architectures around us, it can be Indian crafts, it could be, say, ikat or other, weaving techniques that we have in India. Then, obviously, nature, we take inspiration from the color inspiration specifically. So, yeah, everything nature, geometry, architecture, and what else? Women, you and me.
Are there any designers, artists, or movements that have influenced your work?
Not anyone, uh, any person in particular, but the slow fashion movement has been an huge influence on coming up with these sustainable brands. So the whole ethos of making less, making better, making it last longer. So every detail is intentional. Every step that we take while our production is purposeful. So I would not say any designer or artist, but yeah, the whole movement, the slow fashion movement, has inspired us. So yeah, that's it.
What's your dream collaboration or project in the future?
So see, I would love to do a limited edition collection where, where it should not be limited actually, but I would like to make my whole production traceable. So like you can trace it right back to the bottle it came from. So partnering with ocean plastic recycling units and making ocean bound plastic products separately, because ocean plastic is a huge problem now for the marine life. So I would want to, that would be my dream, not any collaboration, but that would be my dream, that my company makes products which you can trace back right from where they came. And so, and I would want more and more stakeholders, more and more women led enterprises coming together and working together for the same cause. So, more collaborations with the like minded organizations and enterprises, and traceability. These two things I really want to work on.
How do you see the future of sustainable fashion evolving?
So, like I said, it was sustainability was a very niche thing. Now it's converting from being niche to the baseline expectation, and I think India is going to be really exciting part of that story because we recycle a lot. So i I hope we see a lot of material innovation and alternate to leathers or synthetics. Though I work with plastic, but I would still want more and more natural alternatives, or more feasible, more sustainable alternatives. So to you know I am hoping that there'll be a lot of material innovation happening very soon. It's more sustainable, not just sustainable, it has to be more circular. So what we produce, we are able to, bring it back to this circularity, using the same raw material again and again, so that we are not dependent totally on nature itself, because at the end of the day, earth is a planet with finite resources, it's not infinite. So we have to be cognizant about that fact as well.
Any advice for aspiring designers who want to work with recycled or eco-friendly materials?
Uh, so since I myself is not a designer, but I would still, I would advise that start with curiosity, because designers are very talented, very creative people. But I would really urge them to, source it, go deep into materials before you go anywhere near aesthetics. So spend real time understanding what the material can and cannot do. Okay, so work on the material first, because eventually you can make the same product with 10 different materials. It's always better to choose the one which is good for earth, which is good for the planet. So that's exactly what we did when we that those 18 months of research before we launched Joon Blu was extensively material sampling, prototyping, and user testing. That's what made everything possible for us. So the foundation of finding the right material, please don't skip that step, and don't compromise on quality. Make things to last longer. So sustainability should never be an excuse for a subpar product. So if anything, it should push you to work harder and be more creative. It has to be, don't compromise on quality. Make it last longer. Right?
Yeah. Where can people see your work or buy your bags?
Or you can shop it from joonblue.com. And we have all sorts of bags. We have tote bags, sling bags, laptop bags, crossbody, fanny bags, mini bags, accessory, etc., etc. And we are also available in India on on marketplaces, all leading marketplaces like Nykaa, Myntra, Amazon. And you can also follow us on Instagram. Our handle is joon.blue for all new collections, new drops, or limited editions, or anything happening behind the scene. So, and we also do corporate orders. So yes, we do have another page, June Blue Gifting, and we are also reachable on our mail ID info@juneblue.com.
Is there a
Yeah.
message or takeaway you'd like listeners to remember from today's conversation?
So yeah, Ada, to everybody, my generation, your generation, every consumer, I just want people to know that every small choice actually matter. So like what you buy, what you carry, what you wear, it adds up. So it's not about being some perfect eco warrior. It's just about being a little more intentional, little more aware and conscious about our actions, because every action matters. So for me, it started on a beach watching olive Ridley turtles hatch. I came back from that trip just asking myself, okay, what can I actually do? And the answer turned out to be make things differently, make things that are beautiful and better for the planet. And honestly, 400,000 pet bottles later, I think we are onto something. So it's impact that we are gradually building up. So if you take nothing else from today, just remember your next bag purchase can either add to the problem or be part of the solution. So why not June Blue? May as well make it a June Blue.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Monika Gera, founder of Joon Blu, for your inspiring leadership and dedication. Your vision and commitment to empowering others makes a meaningful difference, and your work continues to motivate those around you. I truly appreciate the impact you have made and the positive example you set. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Ada, for having me, and I really wish you all the best. I hope your listeners and viewers appreciate what you're doing. So continue doing the good work. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.